and gentlemen, MonroeMann back again for another action-packed live stream. I have my friend and colleague and peer, Jean-Marc Berne here, and great to have you here. Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see, and it's great to see you, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I'm excited to catch up with you and get a little bit up to date on the world of Jean-Marc Berne. Our topic today is basically succeeding in showbiz, so I could tell you a little about some of the things I've been up to. You could tell me what you're up to, and let's hope that we can inspire some of the people that end up watching. Evelyn, I think you were there, or you were there when we were getting started, but I'm sure you'll be back here shortly. So Jean-Marc, I know that we met in New York City. Do you have any idea when that was? Was this before 2010? Hi, Yasmin. Nice to see you.
Wow, was it that long ago? It was quite some time ago. I didn't realize it was that long ago.
I don't remember when it was, but it was certainly 10 plus years ago. I don't think I've seen you in. Did you know me before I went to China? I mean, after I went to China, or was it before I went to China when we met? I think it was before.
I think it was before, and because I remember you telling me that you were brushing up on your Chinese, so it was definitely before.
Interesting. So that was 2014 when I went there. So that means it was definitely before 2014. Hi, Yasmin. Hi, Kiana. Nice to see you. And Evelyn, I think she's there. I'm not sure, but we're doing well. This is Jean-Marc Berne. Today we're talking about success in show business. He's out in big old La La Land in Los Angeles, California. So as we're talking about our show business journeys, and I'm going to ask Jean-Marc what he's been up to and share some of his accomplishments and trials and tribulations, because that's part and parcel with show business. And Jean-Marc can ask me questions, and any of you can ask questions as well too. We'd love to share with all of you what the heck is going on. So Jean-Marc, the coolest thing, well, there were a lot of cool things that when I did my little research just to find out what you've been up to. You're the official voice coach for the Disney TV show called The Octonauts. Did I get all of those facts correct?
Yes, that is correct. So when I joined the Octonauts team, that was back in 2010, and that was a year after it got launched. It got launched first in Europe, in the UK, and then it got dubbed into American English here in the US. So funnily enough, when I met with the production team, this is exciting because one of the things that they were always looking to do was to get a Latino penguin. And funnily enough, they couldn't find a Latino penguin in Spain for some reason. I don't know. So they ended up with a British actor playing the role of Peso, the penguin in the Octonauts, and he's one of the main characters. So when they brought the production into the US and I met up with the production team, they were looking to me to help them formulate what would be the right accent for this character. And this was really exciting for me because I'm all about accents, particularly with accents in Spanish. And
by the way, we're going to have to ask you later to do some accents in Spanish. So you hang. Can we get some of those later?
Sure.
Okay, continue.
So we were going over some of the suggestions the production team was asking. Well, we know that they wanted the Latino penguin, and they thought, well, how about Argentina? We know they have a lot of penguins in Argentina, and I was thinking, just like, yes, there are penguins in Argentina. However, the accent is the accent that we know from Argentina is the one from Buenos Aires, and Buenos Aires has a very lilt that's very similar to the Italian accent, and that would be very confusing for the American ear. It's like, is it a Latino penguin? Is it an Italian penguin? And so they kept asking. Well, they were thinking about Happy Feet, and it was like, oh, what about Mexican? I was like, well, there are no penguins in Mexico. And so we landed and I suggested, well, what about the Galapagos, the Ecuadorian accent? And they said, well, that's genius. Like, why the Ecuadorian accent though? And what I
Wait,
thought,
can I back here real quick?
sure, sure.
First of all, for the people just joining us, this is Jean-Marc Berne. He's a good friend of mine. He's also, among many things, and we'll get into more, he's the voice coach for the Disney TV show Octonauts, and he's talking about how he ended up coming up with the accent for the penguin. But before we go there, I'm just curious. I missed, how the heck did you? Who reached out to you? How did they know that, hey, we should get in touch with Jean-Marc Berne to help us out?
Well, funnily enough, I had originally auditioned for the role of Peso. And the way that happened was I was just right in the right place at the right time. So during that time, I had already started being a voiceover coach, and I was working with my sound designer friend, and I was in a meeting with him. And as I came out of the meeting, I saw that in the booth next to his, bless you, in the booth next to his, they were doing a casting for the Octonauts, and I said, I was like, hey, do you think you can get me in there? It was like, let me ask. So he asked, and he said, oh, Jean-Marc, yeah, come on in. So the casting director knew me, and so I auditioned, and I let them know, well, listen, I know you're looking for a Latino penguin. If I don't get it, I have a wide network of voiceover talent, of Latino voiceover talent that could be great for this. So 2 weeks later, they call me. It's like, okay, who do you got? And so I send them one of my guys, and he auditions for the part. He gets a call back. He does really well, but he doesn't get the role. Then another week passes by, and they tell me, okay, your other guy was great, but we found this other guy. He's amazing, but he doesn't quite have the right accent. Do you think you can coach him? I'm like, yeah. And that's how I became the voiceover coach for the series.
Wow, that is really, really fascinating. Okay, so we'll come back to that. So now fast forward to what you were saying. You recommended that they use the Galapagos Islands as the accent because they have penguins there.
Yes. One, they have penguins. And two, I'm also a professional translator, English, Spanish. And so I knew that what is considered the universal Spanish in the world of translation is certain regions of Ecuador and Colombia. So, but there are no penguins in Colombia. So we had to go with Ecuador.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm tearing. I don't know, something got caught in my throat. And
or this was just you're just so excited and overwhelmed about
honestly,
what I just shared.
all right. I was trying to pretend that it was something in my throat. I just got so emotional by your incredible story. And
Well, there you go.
And I'm touched by that. Hi, hi Yasmin. Yeah, he does seem like a nice person.
Thank you,
I don't know
Yasmin.
if he is a nice person, but he seems like one.
That's all Monroe for you there.
And hey, CLVR, good to see you.
Thank you, Yasmin.
This is also the other thing that's weird too. I don't understand why this sometimes happens. It's like we've got 5 likes, but it's how many people does it say are in here? 1?
Well, I see 5 likes, and then I see 0 people.
Yeah. Anyway, I just keep driving on, and literally it will go for about an hour, and it could go up, could go down. Very strange thing. Anyway, yeah. Now we got 1 back again. Strange.
Well, if I see someone that says clever, did you get my text? Hey, Monroe.
I did not get your text, but I will check after the live stream. I can't easily check. So emotional, Gemma. So nice to see you again. So nice to be here again. Oh my gosh. And then so you then coached this person to do this Ecuadorian Galapagos Island accent?
Yes. So I was with the production team, and every time I met up with him and all the family members for that character.
Wow! And each one of them has a different, unique accent in Spanish. Oh no,
so
there's the same accent, the same family.
Yes, same accent, same family.
Interesting. Okay. Can you give us a little taste of what that accent is?
All right. Well,
I don't want to put you on the spot. Is that what you do?
Well, it's part of what. Yes. So it's part of what I do, certainly, and so So if I were to tell you that I do a little accent, or if I say, instead of saying stethoscope, I say stethoscope, and that's the way that it comes out, you know.
Oh,
So
that's what you were training them to do the Galapagos Island accent in English, not in
in
Spanish.
in English, in English.
Okay, okay, fascinating. So
So
Octonauts was a British show originally in Europe,
yes.
came to America, and they needed someone to be a Ecuadorian penguin.
Well, not specifically Ecuadorian, but funnily enough, I hit it right on the head with the Ecuadorian accent, because we actually have a couple of episodes of the Octonauts in the Galapagos, which I thought was really cool before I even knew that he had family in the Galapagos.
So, hi, user. First, I'm going to remove your comment because it's unpolite. Doesn't matter if we are or not. Maybe I am. Maybe Jean-Marc is. But you should care about us as people. That's what should be most important. Anyway, all right, moving on.
Yes, thank you. Second that.
Yeah, we have people that love, and then we got people that are a little bit less so. And is Octonaut still a show? Is that still happening or no longer?
So it is still happening. It's no longer with Disney. It's now with Netflix. So it's not necessarily the same production team. Unfortunately, my part of the production team did not carry over into Netflix.
Okay, hey, that's we're both in show business. That's the way it is. So
Yeah.
now user says I feel bad for asking. Here's the thing.
No.
There's
Fine.
nothing wrong with you necessarily asking it, but the first time you come on, you meet somebody, you don't go up and go, "Are you gay? Are you both gay?" I mean, I'm not, and I always talk about that here because people ask me constantly on here. But it's nice to get to know us as people first before you try to put us into some type of box, right? So,
Right.
user, we're going to give you an opportunity to ask another question to me and Jean-Marc, but maybe about something that you're hearing us talk about, which is Disney, voiceover acting, show business, success and failure in careers. And no, it's the same thing with my film You Can't Kill Stephen King. It was on Netflix for a short period of time. This was back when they didn't have streaming, when it was still DVDs. So that's how long that came up from. And then it was off Netflix, but then the film got picked up by Amazon Prime. Then it was off of that. And then now it's on Vudu. 12 years later, on Fandango and Tubi. So that's the rise and fall of show business careers. All right, now, hey, Jean-Marc, would you like to address users' new question?
Yeah, absolutely. I see. Where am I from? So I was born in Dominican Republic of Haitian parents. So I am Dominican Haitian, citizen of the world, at your service.
So wait. Are you're both, your mom and dad are Haitian?
Yes.
Fascinating. But where were you born? In DR or
I
in?
was born in Dominican Republic, and my
Mhm.
parents, well, my father was born in Washington D.C., so I'm Haitian Dominican American, I should say, and but he was raised a good portion of his life in Haiti, and my mother was born in Port-au-Prince in Haiti, and then my parents met in New York.
So I was in Haiti. I was in Haiti after the earthquake, working as an EMT. I didn't see a whole lot of white people. I mean, it was predominantly a black nation, and I'm curious: are you part black, or is this a unique situation that both your parents are from Haiti, but you look sort of same skin color that I have?
Yeah, I'm a little darker than you, Monroe. but,
I don't
but but
I
but
don't
but
see.
but yes, it is still predominantly black, and we are mixed. I'm mixed, so we have a saying in the Caribbean. If you're white in the Caribbean, you have a little black in behind the ear, and it's just a saying. Basically, what it comes down to is that we're all mixed in the Caribbean.
Interesting. Okay. Did you ever grow up in Haiti? Have you ever been there or no?
Yes, I have been there. I didn't grow up there. I grew up in Santo Domingo, in Dominican Republic, and I still have family in Haiti, and I did get to visit a lot. I
Very
haven't
cool.
so much in the past few years.
Okay. We got 7 people in here. Thanks for joining us. My name is MonroeMann. This is Jean-Marc Berne. We're talking about succeeding in show business. Both of us have hefty backgrounds in the business of show, and we would love you to click like, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Jean-Marc's channel, and we will continue this. So, user, you're from India. Great to see you. Kaise hai, bhuk lagi hai, which means how are you? I'm very hungry. And whenever I see someone from India, I get hungry because I keep thinking of a few Hindi phrases that I know. Well, user, we're not going to mod you after you. The first thing you do when you come in is ask if we're both gay. That's not moderator behavior. That is uncouth behavior. You got to get to know us more. Join the Discord. No one becomes a mod here typically unless they join the Discord first. We have people in there who can vet you. You can get to know them, and then if they approve, and we need someone to be new moderators, we will do that. So, all right. So my next question is, why did you move out to Los Angeles? Because I mentioned you and I met in New York. Let me ask this. Wait a second. How the heck did we meet in New York City? I know it's show business, and you and I have many friends like that. We're like, yeah, we're show business. That's how we know each other. But do you remember where it was that we met?
Well, let me actually preclude this. So before meeting you, your name was already sounding in my ears because uh, we have quite a few people in common, and one of them was Dan Duckworth. So Dan Duckworth, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Voiceover, he was one of my first mentors that actually introduced me to the world of voiceovers. And he was the one who kept sounding your name and saying all these amazing things that you were doing second. And I was thinking, well, I got to meet this Monroe man. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we might have met at a networking event with Lisa Gold. You remember Lisa Gold?
Actors Connection?
Oh, you know what? It may have been Actors Connection. Yes, he was working with
Is it?
Actors Connection.
User, I don't know what your question is. Maybe you're asking me, you want me to answer where I'm from? I'm from New York. I'm from the United States. So I was born in New York. I grew up in New York. I grew up in Maine. Went all around the world on lots of various adventures with different companies and organizations. And now I live in Florida. So I hope that is the question that you wanted me to check. If
Oh,
not, oh, go ahead.
you're living in Florida now.
Yeah, I live in Miami Beach now.
Oh, nice.
I might be going back to New York next week, maybe, to go watch Deadpool and Wolverine with a friend of mine up there.
Oh,
So,
very cool.
we shall see. I think that's probably going to be a good movie.
Yeah, it looks like a fun one.
Does look like a fun one. So anyway, you were saying so maybe it was at Actors Connect, but it doesn't sound.
But I'm thinking that a networking event that. So Lisa, she used to create this networking events
Mhm.
called Act Outside the Box. And yes, she did work with Actors Connection, but she did these networking events. And I believe we met during one of those events. I might be wrong, but somewhere along the line we we met probably at
Interesting.
events.
All right. So again, for those of you just joining, my name is Monroe Mann. This is Jean-Marc Berne. We're both in show business, and we're sharing about our careers over the years. What's up, sweet sugar? Good to see you. User, we do not see a question. I will tell you this. A number of people have been telling me that Google has been moderating people themselves. And people they can see the questions themselves, but none of us can see it, and none of the other people in the chat, which is kind of annoying because I'm frustrated that people watching think that we are deleting your messages or ignoring them, but we're not. And unfortunately, we don't see any question. I see, where are you from? I'm from India. Please mind me. And then can you please check my question? And then it says up here. If
Maybe he can.
anyone else sees a question, do you see a question, Jean-Marc?
No, she says Netflix. Do you know Netflix? Well, I have. Netflix, being here in LA, one of the things and one of the cool things that's been happening is that I'm getting to meet a lot of the direct people from the different productions, and I have been to with to events where they have Netflix has different screenings and whatnot, and I get invited to those. Um, but yeah, so I do know some people from Netflix.
And for my part, my film "You Can Kill Stephen King" used to be on Netflix. It is not anymore. But that's kind of normal now because films usually move from platform to platform in this world of streaming. And so we had it. We had a deal for 2 years when "You Can't Kill Stephen King" was part of Amazon Prime, so people could watch it for free. Then when that deal expired, it moved to various other places. YouTube Movies, it was on for a while, and then now we just got a deal about a month ago. I said we were on Vudu, the movie of the month or something like that, and on
Very cool.
Tubi, which is a free platform. So if you have the Tubi app, you can watch that. So let me see what you have. Other questions. Eve saying something about an alarm not waking you up. Okay, do you know Cobra Kai? Yeah,
I do know. I do
we,
know
we both
Cobra
have
Kai
watched
series.
it. I don't. I have no affiliation with it. I don't know if you do, except that I like it. It's an interesting show.
Uh, so I have watched it, and so I have been following it, and I have met some of the actors from the show.
Really? Tell us, Jean-Marc. Let's hear that story.
So so how would I put this? We happen to be at the same party, so it's not like we had any deep conversation or anything.
Hey, Jean-Marc, if you are at the same party as people who are stars of TV shows, that's a story, my friend. No one on this live chat was at a party with the stars of Cobra Kai, so I say pretty cool. How did you get? What party was this that they were at and that you were at?
So it was. I won't name the producer, but the producer had his birthday party, and I happened to be in the same group of friends that
It was
are.
Spielberg, wasn't it? It was Spielberg.
So I'm not naming names, and so what one of the things like I don't like to drop names unless I get the permission to do so, and so they just happened to be at the same party, and they were there. We hung out. I didn't really get to have a conversation with them. I would have loved to. Not that they were avoiding or I was avoiding. No, it just didn't happen.
So I want to interrupt and just say, Jean-Marc, publicly here on this live stream, I am formally giving you permission, always and forever, to drop my name whenever it is convenient for you or helps you to open a door. And do I have permission to drop your name?
Absolutely, Monroe. Full
But
steam ahead.
I won't drop it. I will gently place it into the conversation. Name dropping sounds so harsh, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Let me look at the comments here. And have you been on a show or movie? Yeah, both of us have been in a number of TV shows, movies, things like that. Uh, and Sweet Sugar, if you're a moderator here, you should probably Google me so you know who you're moderating for. And do a Google for MonroeMann. You'll see I've been in many TV shows, many movies. And Jean-Marc, I speak for you, but I don't want to speak for you. Am I correct that you have as well?
Yes. So my voice is known a lot more like for being on different documentaries, so like in the documentary channel for PBS, different a lot of documentaries, and also many audiobooks. And when talking audiobooks, that's one of the things that is one of my greatest passions, doing audiobook work. And I'm particularly excited about the latest series of audiobooks that I've narrated. And I have one audiobook that is coming up soon. The book is going to be released. It's called House of Bone and Rain by Gabino Iglesias, and it's going to be released, I believe, is 6th of August. And I have to find out exactly if the audiobook will be released then or a couple of weeks later. It's something like
It sounds like a fiction book. Is that correct?
it is. It is a
Okay.
fiction, and it's horror. It's like he calls it a barrio noir. So it's a thriller and horror at the same time, and it's also a story of friendship, and it's based in Puerto Rico, which I find so super exciting because I lived in Puerto Rico for a year, So all the different places that they talk about in the audiobook, I've been to. All the food they talk about, all the things even the gods that they talk about, and it happens during the time of Hurricane Maria, when the Hurricane Maria devastated the whole island of Puerto Rico.
I can feel your excitement, and I can imagine your voice on the audiobook. That excitement probably comes through in your passion for the subject matter and the locale of where it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so there's that, and I can tell you one of the most exciting parts that I played in the book was a part of this thug that. So I can give you a little premise of the book. So it's five best friends that one of them, their mother gets murdered, and so they get together to mourn, and at the same time they want to avenge their friend's mother's death. So this this all happens, they take that decision during the time of the Hurricane Maria. So there's the devastation of the hurricane, and at the same time they go on a rampage. And what they
What?
discover,
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. What they
what they
discovered?
discover together as friends, and the people that they get. So one of the guys that they find, they start beating him up. And at the beginning of the scene, he's talking normally. And as the scene progresses, they bust his lip. So he's talking like a little bit like this. So there's a whole transformation in that episode.
So
In
you
that
get to
chapter.
do a lot of great character acting right there.
Oh yeah, it was so much action. It was great.
What's the name of it again?
House of Bone and Rain.
And it's in English or it's in Spanish?
It's in English. There's some Spanglish in it.
Okay.
Which
Very
gives
nice.
it authenticity.
Beautiful, beautiful. Again, for those of you just joining, my name is MonroeMann. This is Jean-Marc Berne. We're both in show business. We're sharing some of our stories. Thank you for clicking like. I know we can get up to 10 likes. We're going to definitely get up there. I can feel that. We're at 7 now, I see.
We can do this.
What's that?
We can do this.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We got plenty of time to get up to 10 likes. Evelyn, you're welcome. I'm glad you were able to talk to your mom. I'm glad everything's good now. Remember, if someone really loves you, you should be able to go up and talk to that person about anything, even if it's a sensitive topic, and without fear that that person's going to disown you. So I always tell people, take the risk, because they might even get upset with you in the short term, but if they really love you, they will come back around. Would you agree, Jean-Marc?
I would agree with that. Yeah. Because
Go
sometimes
ahead.
so there's one of the things that I like to say, like in crisis, it's an opportunity to grow. And actually in the word crisis, it's growth, to grow, crecimiento. So it comes from Latin. So there's the opportunity to grow. And the best friendships are the ones that grow from moments of crisis.
That's the best reason to, and I'm sure all of us have had situations where you've gotten so emotional in a relationship, and then you call it all off. We're getting divorced, we're breaking up, you're not my friend anymore. But if you can find the strength and lose the ego enough to try to rekindle that relationship again, when it comes back together again, it'll likely be a lot stronger, which is my translation, I think, of what Jean-Marc is saying is, don't give up on something because it's in a crisis. That could be the catalyst to really take the relationship to the next level.
Absolutely, it's always going back to love and that brought us together, and what is that I love about this person, and do we make each other better? If we keep if the answer keeps saying yes, 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 then okay, then what is going on right now? Why are we going through this, and what are some of the hurdles that we are facing, and how can we overcome them? So thinking looking at it from that perspective, and really digging deep is part of what makes relationships worthwhile. And then sometimes there's a lot of hurt, and then it's also trying to put yourself in the shoes of the other person. Well, this person is going through a horrible time. I can only imagine that it's very hard to manage your emotions when you're going through this. So you try to put yourself in that person's shoes. It makes you more empathetic. about the way that they're reacting, so you don't take things so personally, because most of the time it's not personal.
Well said. Well said. Let me just try to catch up on these comments. Yeah, Cobra Kai season 6 is releasing today. Huzzah! Monroe, foe's the person you invite to the lead. I have no idea what the heck. You have to write with proper grammar, sweet sugar, and proper letters. I don't know what you're saying. User says, I love the U.S. Their culture is so good. They're friendly, but the sad thing is they don't have money to come to the U.S. Guess what? If it makes you feeling better, I really want to go to. I wanted to go to India this year, and I didn't have the money to come to India, so I'm postponing my trip to India probably until 2025. Don't feel that just because you're in India, you're the only one with financial challenges. Everybody, there are struggling people in the United States too. There are people struggling in England, Australia, just different parts of the globe. So don't give up. I'm going to India next year. Maybe it'll happen this year, but I had to, make my priorities. And going to India had to go onto the back burner for this year. Putty Cat, Biden just tested positive for COVID. Interesting. I hope he's doing well. Certainly. Sweet Sugar, I don't watch reality TV. Realistic TV shows or movies. But you do watch realistic live streams here on YouTube because you're on here talking to two realistic people. I don't want to speak for Jean-Marc, but I think I'm pretty realistic. Jean-Marc, would you think you're realistic?
I say I'm realistic, but the thing is that the word realistic, I don't love the connotation of it. Realistic, it feels limiting to me. So I like to categorize myself as an optimist, and I, I am realistic in certain things. Okay, so this is the reality of what's going on. Okay, how can I make the best of this situation? How can I make this better? It's like I always try to look at the lighter side.
Not realistic like that. I meant, are you? She said she doesn't watch realistic TV shows, so I imagine she watches anime or cartoons.
Oh,
So
you mean
that's
like
what.
reality, like in real? Well, I'm
Yeah,
real.
yeah. That's what I was just making a silly joke. Yeah, I'm completely. And when it comes to life, I'm 100% unrealistic in terms of going after your dream. And actually, this brings us
Okay.
back to the topic today: is how do you succeed in show business by being unrealistic?
Thank you.
Because
And to that point, I'm totally with you on that, because when I got to be part of the production team of the Octonauts, that I didn't even set that necessarily specifically as my goal. It's like I knew that I wanted to be part of something big. I knew that I wanted to be more than a voiceover actor because I have a lot more to offer. And so it just naturally happened because I happened to be in the flow of things. I happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I was bold about it. It's like, oh, this casting is happening next door. Let's go for it. I was like, oh, can I coach this other actor? Yes, I've done it before. Let's go for it.
and I like that you said before that you went on an audition for what was the original audition that you went on for the voiceover role for the role of
For the role of Peso,
for the role of Peso, and then you went out and you saw there was another casting and you said I'm going to be unrealistic here and grab the bull by the horn and I'm going to see if I can charismatically with some chutzpah get another audition and it worked and you ended up getting a voiceover coaching role for a major Disney television show as a result.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cool thing is that I got to coach the actor not only on the show, but they made the Peso plush doll. So I got to work with Mattel, and so there were a lot of different toys that I had to be there in the session with the actor.
What would you say your biggest success is? Is that your biggest success, or do you have something else that you're even more proud of that you feel that is no, this is what I'm really jazzed about?
Well, that's definitely up there with the Octonauts. And when I talk about success, at our age, Monroe, I'm redefining success. It's not.
At a cool 29, I think you're a little older. Maybe I think you're 30, maybe.
I don't have any qualms about sharing my age. I'm actually 46.
Oh,
And,
we're the exact same age. I'm 46 too. That's wild.
well, look at that.
My birthday's November 7th. Is yours the same?
September 26th.
Oh, so guess what? You're a little bit older than me.
Ah,
Sorry,
gotcha.
buddy. I'm a younger man. By the way, thank you for joining us. We hope you'll click like. We're trying to get to 10 likes. We're at 8 right now. We got 8 people in here. I know there are at least 2 of you who have not given us a like. My name is MonroeMann. This is Jean-Marc Berne. Hope you'll subscribe to my channel and to Jean-Marc's. We're both show business guys. I'm on the East Coast. Jean-Marc is on the West Coast. And we're joining forces today on this live stream on the internet. So, yeah, Jean-Marc, you were saying about, was there another thought, or are we going to go back to the chat?
So there was another thought on, oh yeah, on success. We were talking about success. I'm redefining success at my age. Before it all used to be about, okay, how many auditions have I booked? How many big roles have I booked? How, and instead of putting necessarily a number on it, it's like, am I happy doing what I'm doing right now? Am I happy with the person that I'm with?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, part of my success, I'm also tabulating that I am with my life partner for the past 6 years, and it's been awesome. It's been an amazing ride. We've been together for that whole time, and we've lived in.
Are you also happy with the person you're with right here on this live stream?
Oh, absolutely, Monroe. Otherwise, I wouldn't be on here.
Okay, good. All right. Right now, I have your full attention. Right. All of Jean-Marc's love is coming to me and to the people on the in the chat room. Okay.
Yes.
Now you can continue. So you were saying that you're really happy with who you were with for the last 8 years, 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, so it's been 6.5 years now, and also I love LA. I love LA, and when you ask me like, what brought you to LA? Well, what brought me to LA really was the weather. I didn't have a job. I just knew that it was in the middle of the pandemic, and in New York, we we got hit really badly, as you already know, and my partner got hit really badly, and like he was sick for like 3 weeks. I had to go to the hospital 3 different times, and when he recovered from that, he was like, you know what, I almost died from this. And
Mm.
we had been thinking about moving to LA, and during the time that he was sick, he had a friend that actually died from COVID, and he was like, you know what, I'm not happy here. We were thinking of moving to LA anyway the following summer. Let's just go now. So we decided that when he recovered, we came to LA, looked at different apartments, and we looked at like maybe like 20 different apartments, and the last one was like, this is it. It's like, oh, it's ready. Well, it's not ready right now. It'll be ready in 2 months. I was like, that's perfect. That'll give us time to go back, pack things up, and go. And
Beautiful. So I thought you moved out there long ago. It's relatively recent that you moved to Los Angeles. You don't have to say too specifically, but do you live in like Laguna Beach? Do you live in Hawaii? Hawaii. Do you live in Hollywood? Do you live in Malibu? Is there a particular area that you call home?
yeah, Color City. So
Culver City. That has a lot of studios, doesn't it?
it does. It does. Amazon is there. Sony Pictures is here. You have Columbia. So yeah.
Pretty wild. I remember when I was there. Gosh, I remember the last time I was in Los Angeles. I don't remember, but I just remember driving through Culver City, and I was, oh my, left on the left, there was another studio. Oh my gosh, another studio. Oh my gosh, there's another studio. It's quite that. You get that feeling of excitement. Then, oh my gosh, that Hollywood vibe. Let me
Oh
look
yeah.
here in the chat here. Putty Cat does not wear a mask after testing positive. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good to know. See you later, Evelyn. Have a great day. And Ominous Mango is back in the house. What is gold and what is good? The good thing is you're back here. Great to see you again. Nice to have you here. Sweet Sugar says, does the person you invite to your live need 50 subs? No. The person who you need 50 subscribers on YouTube if you want to do your own live streams. If you don't have 50 subscribers, you need to keep doing shorts to accumulate new subscribers. That's the easiest way. Or go to your school or go to your business and just say, hey, can you all subscribe? And just convince them. And if you get to 50, then you can do live streams of your own. Now, Jean-Marc, I believe he has more than 50 subscribers, but I told him because I didn't know before I invited him, you don't need, doesn't matter. You need a YouTube channel. So, Sweet Sugar, if you want to join someone else's live stream, just like Jean-Marc is joining me, you can do that with 0 subscribers as long as you've created a YouTube channel. And you clearly have, because you're asking about subscribers. So I would say the 2 things: make 2 shorts per day. You'll probably, over the course of every 3 days, a minimum, you'll probably get 1 new subscriber. And it's a brutal, grueling slog. Welcome to show business, Sweet Sugar. And I see Jean-Marc smiling because we've all been through this. It may not be through YouTube. It may just be going on auditions. It may be going after voice audition after voice audition. You just got to earn your stripes. And in this case, just keep making shorts and make them as different and as varied as possible. Sometimes I'll do a short and it gets 40 views. Then I'll do another short and I get 2,500. And these live streams, you guys, some of you know that I did one on the topic of Trump's attempted assassination. I had 140 people in here for almost 4 hours. And today on this topic, maybe not as exciting as the current event of a former president potentially getting killed. God bless him, and I'm glad that he's okay, and God bless the families who were injured and the poor gentleman who lost his life and his family. But of course, that's probably going to bring in more people. We just have to keep experimenting. And I was actually just thinking, it's like I want to make sure that I invite Jean-Marc again back on, if he's interested, on doing a different topic that might be more current eventish, because it is fun when there are 30, 40, 50 people in here and the chat is just going like a mile a minute. But anyway, that's my thoughts. I know you have how many subscribers? Is it less than 100, I think, or about 200, or
I
you don't
haven't
even know, right?
last that I've seen. I know
What
that I have more than 50, but I'm not. I'm not
what
even sure.
what do you use YouTube for? Do you use YouTube for anything, or did you just accumulate fans because people just said I like Jean-Marc?
Maybe.
Okay.
so, so I did use YouTube. Uh, one of the things that I've also done is that I'm a public speaker, and I've traveled to Dubai, Bahrain, Egypt, Canada, the U.S., and Dominican Republic, giving these public speeches, and so I've used YouTube to post some of the speeches that I've given. And so I speak on the heart voice connection. So, how to infuse your message with real emotion. And that's mainly what I've used my YouTube channel for. I've also done certain shorts where I give tips on how to use your voice to create different characters, how to use different parts of your body for animation, and some random things that may occur in the moment that I think are funny.
I'm curious, how did you get these gigs at these different countries? These are paid gigs, I'm presuming. Yes.
So these were opportunities that arose from some of the people that I knew. They were putting together a conference in Dubai. It's called Speak in Dubai,
Okay.
and basically they give you the opportunity to join as one of the speakers. And before the actual speaking gig, you got all this training until the day before the actual conference, where we were about 20 different speakers that day. So all of us had about 7 minutes to give a keynote speech
Mm-hmm.
about whatever topic it was that we talked about. So in Dubai, it was I spoke about the heart voice connection, and in Bahrain it was interesting because it was a different perspective. They were talking more about social media. And so how so in Bahrain, I spoke more about, well, how do you give an authentic message using social media, and how do you follow that up? So one of the challenges that I found when I was in Bahrain, uh, people ask me, it's like, would you accept people who just came up to you and asked for gave you asked for they requested you as a friend on Facebook, and I very politely said no. Would you accept a marriage proposal from someone you don't know? And they're like, oh no, It's like, so it's the same thing. So think about this when you're actually going to someone and requesting them as a friend. They don't know you. It's like, what are your intentions? Especially nowadays with AI, people trying to fish you, trying to get your information.
90% of the people who send me messages on Twitter, I don't have a big of a presence there. I don't really do it very often, but 9 times out of 10, it is 100% clear to me this person is fake, and they are just trying to. I don't. They're trying to get me. I don't know what they're looking for from me, but I always know, and I say, I know that you're not a real person. So, and they always go, they feign, oh my gosh, I'm so offended that you think. I'm like, really? I said, can you tell me more about me? What is it about you like me? Why did you want to? And they just never respond because, of course, they know nothing about me because it's AI or it's bots. So I agree with that completely, Jean-Marc. Let's look here some more of the chat.
Oh, thank you.
And by CLVR, Dad is asking something. Papa Chris says Atlanta is growing, the Hollywood of the dirty South, but without the smog, traffic, and insane cost of living.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It is
But
insane cost of living here in LA.
but I've heard that since, well, actually, maybe Walking Dead has resumed shooting there because they have all those spin-off shows.
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe because when Walking Dead ended, it was this big thing that Atlanta's just dried up and there's nothing good there anymore. But
Oh,
now
absolutely not.
there are so many spin-offs that I think. By the way, we're very close to 10 likes. Hoping some lonely soul out there who has not clicked it can just double tap that screen or give us some love. My name is MonroeMann. This is Jean-Marc Berne. Together we are sharing our experiences succeeding in show business and what are some tips that we can give to others. Swedish Sugar, did you answer my question? Yes, I did. If you didn't get it, you're going to have to watch the replay of this on the channel later to get the answer. And Miss T says, heart and voice, love. Hey, Miss T, great to see you back again. Isn't it funny, Miss T? When I was doing all the political live streams, we had 40, 50, 60, 70 people here. We talk about bettering oneself and personal development, get to know somebody, and we've got fluctuating between 3 and 9. But I'm good. I'm very happy. Anyone who wants to listen to what Monroe and Jean-Marc has to say, I think is ears worth speaking to. Wouldn't you agree, Jean-Marc?
Yes, I agree, and I feel like there are so many ways with that we can go with the conversation. And I see Papa Chris mentioned Pinewood Studios at the Marvel, all the Marvel movies in ATL. Yeah, absolutely. Like right now, you got major productions happening in Atlanta, like Black Mafia Family. You also have the Tyler Perry Studios. You know, so it's not just the Walking Dead series. There's a lot going on in Atlanta.
I'm
And
trying to find out if Miami is is going to. I mean, there's all this talk. I mean, I've been down here in the Miami metro area for 3 years, and I've also been back to New York City a number of times. And have you been back to New York City in the last few years or no?
I have not. I have not.
Our great
And
city is a trash heap now.
we got.
Yeah, we got 10 likes, which is great.
Thanks, guys. We made.
I I'm just I'm so disappointed because it was such an amazing place back 10, 15, 20 years ago. It was like, oh, the energy there was palpable. And then COVID caused problems. And I mean, the crime has gone up and the drug situations got prostitution's back. But here in Miami and Miami Beach, it's the complete opposite. I grant you it's hot,
Right.
but everyone's saying that this is becoming the new New York City. And I have my doubts, but I also could see the potential. And I'm just curious. I'm wondering if this could potentially rise up to be. I mean, because a lot of the financial companies have moved from New York to Miami. I don't know if you've been
Okay.
watching the news, and because there's no income tax here, and it's a little bit more business friendly. I'm just curious what's going to happen in the next few years, the next 5 years, if this is going to become a. Do you have any thoughts on that? Maybe I don't know if you know anything about this area.
Well, the way I look at it, I hope it does not become a New York City. That is just because I feel like Miami has its own identity, And
you tell me what it is, because I've been here 3 years and I've been trying to figure it out.
so in Miami, there's a big mix of, you have a lot of Cubans, you have a lot of Haitians, you have quite a bit of Venezuelans, Colombians, Argentinians are also there. Uh, so it's there's a lot of people from different places in Latin America that are represented there, and obviously the Americans that are American born as well. But there's like, it's such a how would I put this? I'm in LA and I cannot find good Cuban food, and I miss the Cuban food. We had Little Havana in West New York, in New Jersey, and also Little Havana in Miami, which got great
But
Cuban
my
food.
only problem is that's all you can find here is good Cuban food.
Yes,
So,
I love the
but
Cuban
yeah,
food.
but think about that. I live here, and that's all there is everywhere. It's like, where are the? I have to drive, literally. I have to drive 15 minutes to 71st Street in Miami Beach to get really good Chinese food, or I have to drive 20 minutes near the airport to get the other. There's only two good Chinese restaurants I found in the entire Miami-Dade County, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, in New York, in Los Angeles, you've got good Chinese food everywhere. You've got good Italian everywhere. You got so I think if you lived here, you'd be like, "This is great Cuban stuff, but okay, I'm sick of it now. I want to get a little bit different culinary delights." And I don't you know what in Miami Beach is a horrible thing they do. They add 18 to 20% service gratuity added to every check. Virtually all restaurants. Do they do
Oh
that?
yeah, I
They
noticed that
do.
the last time I was there.
It is disgusting, and it's so hard. Like every single meal you go out, it's a big affair. And I've gotten really good though when they spin around the payment thing. I just put no tip because I know that most of these places are already putting 17, 18, 19, 20%. Oh my. We got 11 likes now. Things are heating up here on
All
the
right.
uh on the MonroeMann live stream with special guest Jean-Marc Berne. Papa Chris says, let me wait a second. Hey, Sweet Sugar, you're a moderator. Do not ask people to subscribe to you. Your job is to tell people to subscribe to me. That's your job, is to kind of guide this. So I'll let that slide. I'm going to delete that message. But I will say, hey, everybody, I hope you guys can subscribe to Sweet Sugar. She's been a wonderful moderator on here, and I'd like to help her get to 50 subs so that she can start doing live streams too. But just as a general rule, moderators should not be promoting themselves, because your job is to help me. Keep that in mind. Okay. If you want to ask people to sub to you, then you can ask to be removed as a moderator. All right. Papa Chris says the good Yayo. I think that's a rapper or a singer. Miss T says, let's get a pizza and Philly steak. Miss T, you said that you live somewhere in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, maybe? I'm not sure. I have not found a good Philly cheesesteak around here either. I can't find good, authentic Chinese wonton soup here. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it does become the new New York, because it'll bring down all of that. I admit, you're right. There is a huge Latin American influence here.
Right.
But I feel like in many ways it's 80% that. Actually, it was
Probably.
80% that when I got here, because there are so many people coming down from New York, from Jersey, Connecticut. I feel like that's why I think people are saying it's kind of becoming the new New York, because it's starting to. I convinced the Miami Beach Diner to potentially start selling matzo ball soup.
Oh, what?
Now that's a New York delicacy right there.
It is.
We got a bunch of comments here. Papa Chris, just like Honolulu. Wow, if you're not a local, jack up the money. Yeah, I'm definitely a haole. I have an 808 phone number. When I moved back home from China, I stayed with a friend in Kauai for a while, and I needed an American cell phone number, and so I have this 808 number. It was fantastic for a while until all the telemarketers decided they were going to have 808 Hawaii numbers. So now nobody picks up the phone when I call them because they think I'm a telemarketer.
There you go.
Luke only subscribed because Rocco told me to. Hey, yo, what are you talking about? Rocco's here. That's one of my improv characters, and sometimes I do that on here. And apparently, Luke found me through that character. And he said he would brush my teeth if I didn't. Hey, that's true. Mr. Toothbrush likes to brush your teeth. Miss T is a Midwest baby. So how can we? You invited me and Jean-Marc to go get pizza and Philly cheesesteaks with you, but you're in the Midwest. So you're in the middle between me and Jean-Marc. Do you expect us to come and fly to you? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe it's an invitation, Monroe.
Uh, you know what? Jean-Marc and I would really love an all expenses paid trip to the Midwest. So Miss T, you let us know when and where to show up at the airport, and we'll look forward to seeing a sign saying "Man and Burn." Party, man, and burn when we get to the airport. We're at 11 likes. We're trying to get to 12 now, hoping that someone here likes the two of us. We're a very handsome looking gentlemen, one representing East Coast, one representing West Coast. Together, we can get one more like. Uh, Sweet Sugar says, by the way, Luke, do you think Freddie was rude the last time I saw you? Miss T says, add chicken wings. Chicken wings, if chicken wings, maybe Jean-Marc and I will pay our own way out to see you.
Yeah, the deal with chicken wings.
You know, I read a story about just recently that there was some woman who invented chicken wings. I didn't read the whole story because I just read the first paragraph, but it seemed fascinating. Is that, like, when you think about it, like those chicken wings, it wasn't something that you did at bars. It wasn't always there. Someone came up with the idea of, and this was the whole story. So now I'm reminded I want to actually go and do more reading on that and remember those chicken wing stories.
Now you're making me hungry.
I was already hungry when that guy from India came on, because as soon as I see India, shout out to who? Shout out to who? Luke says shout out to her. Oh, shout out to the woman who came up with chicken wings. That's right. Yes, we
Yeah.
do need to give a shout out to the person at chicken wings. Luke Sweet Sugar says, like, bro, he was trying to beef with a 9-year-old, and yeah, you shouldn't mess with 9-year-olds. I learned that lesson the hard way because they kick really hard. What do you mess with 9-year-olds, Jean-Marc? No, you don't mess with a 9-year-old. Boom. That a 9-year-old is like the equivalent of Wolverine.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
mess with them. Luke is giving us a 100, and Sweet Sugar says I'm not the fighting type. So I'm gonna give my best. I'm gonna give 1 minute best advice for succeeding in show business. Then Jean-Marc, you give your best advice for succeeding in show business.
Okay.
So mine is, and I had to be reminded of this, by the way, is you need to do it because you love show business. That's number one. You do not do it because you want to be rich and famous and make lots of money, because the odds are 100%, 99.99% against you. That being said, what's the appeal? There is a 0.001% chance that you could become a huge success story, and it could happen at any moment. At any moment, my YouTube channel could blow up. At any moment, Jean-Marc could get hired to be the new voice of this new Disney Pixar movie or whatever. And that's kind of what keeps you going through the struggle. But I think you need to make sure that you absolutely love it, number one. And number two, be ready to be very patient, because maybe you can become one of those people who becomes a child star at age 12, and that's what you do for the rest of your life. Ricky Schroeder, he became a child star and he's still doing television work. But neither of you know our names, Jean-Marc or MonroeMann, or Jean-Marc Berne, MonroeMann. And we've both been doing this for, I think, at least 20 years, more than 20 years for me, I think for you. But we're still doing it. We're still in the business. We're still hustling. We're still out there. And we've had our share of successes, but we will not give up. And I think that's the number one. Do what you love, and be prepared. Do not expect it's going to happen in a year. I've had my YouTube channel for 18 years, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm hoping 2024 is the year that, thanks to these live streams, things take off. Jean-Marc, your turn.
So there is no straight line to success. And by that, I mean, I can't tell you, okay, you do A, B, C, D, that you are going to be successful and it's guaranteed. Anybody who tells you that is a liar. Run away, go the other way. But there are certain things that you can do to improve your chances. Number one, get the right coach, get the person who, get a right mentor who will support you, guide you through the process. Right? The way that you can vet them, look them up on IMDb. What have they done? What have been certain successes? Any good coach you will see on the faculty of very well known, reputable companies. So I was part of the faculty of Actors Connection. Now I form part of HB Studio out of New York City, which is one of the most reputable acting institutions in the whole world. So that gives you a lot of credibility as a person. And also, whatever it is that you want to do, make sure that you, like, I agree with what Monroe said, that you need to have a passion for what it is that you're doing. Otherwise, what is the point? So that your passion is what is going to get you through all the rejection, because it doesn't matter how good you are. One thing I can guarantee, you are going to be rejected, no matter how good you are, no matter how long you've been in this business. So always sharpen the saw, be on top of your game, and take notes every single time. Take notes. What went well this audition? What didn't go well? What could I have? What could I improve? And that's a way to keep improving. And it's always good to go back. And when I say sharpen the saw, go back and revisit some of your coaches. And it's like, okay, let me fine tune. I feel like I'm not landing as many roles. Sometimes you just need a boost of confidence, and getting those few sessions with your coach is going to sharpen that saw, give you that boost of confidence, and then you start booking more. The other part of this is it's not just about doing the auditions, because the auditions, there are a lot of things involved, and sometimes they want a green curtain and you are a red curtain, and that's it, even though you fall within the category of curtains that they're looking for, but they didn't want your color curtain this time. But know that the more people network, go out there, meet people, and show them what you are able to bring to the table, and know that you are an important part of the whole machinery in terms of the industry. That without you, the actor, and I'm talking to you as an actor, a voice actor, that there is no voiceover industry. There wouldn't be any voiceover agents. There wouldn't be any casting directors. So we are necessary. So we don't need to be, God, please give me a job. It's like, hey, no, I want you as part of my team, and this is why. So look for what are the reasons that you want to work with this agent or this casting director or this producer. And once you find that click, create a team. And that's why after more than 10 years, I'm still in touch with Monroe, even though we hadn't actually seen each other. We were still touching base, whether it's on Facebook or whatever. And I'm glad we reconnected. Definitely have more conversations, and not necessarily about voiceovers. I would like to actually talk about music at some point, and not today, but at another time.
And maybe we got time in a moment. Let's just go to some of these chat messages here. And Papa Chris says, like the life of a third string quarterback on an NFL team. Might get a shot if you do run with it and shine. Look at Brock Purdy, 49ers quarterback, or Tom Brady, a no-name backup to Drew Bledsoe at one point. And as Luke said, well said. Again, that is the beauty of entrepreneurism. I mean, everything that we're talking about, we talk about show business, but what is it? It's business. It's not unique to show business. I have many different businesses that I've started. Some have gone well, some have not gone well. My YouTube Live, it's really just another form of business. Just happens to be in the field of entertainment. Working as a quarterback on an NFL team, it's just another business. But the beauty of it is, if you hold out long enough, you just might be, as Jean-Marc said, the curtain. The color curtain might just be the one exactly. If you just hold out, they go, we need the MonroeMann curtain right now. I wanted to do a TEDx talk for 15, 18 years, and it took me a long time, and I finally did one. A couple of months ago, back in April in New York City, and I got selected for a second one, which, knock on wood, we'll see if that I should be in Philadelphia this end of August.
That's
And doing
awesome.
it again. And again, I thought, again, you got to be in this for the long haul. We all think doing a TEDx talk is going to magically make you a big paid public speaker, and I used to be paid as a public speaker. I thought the TEDx was going to launch me back. It didn't. It's given me a big confidence boost. A lot of people are impressed by it, and it has given me some indirect opportunities. It inspired me to start this video blog or video podcast, whatever you call it here. And as a result, I'm in touch with Jean-Marc again, who I haven't seen. And like I said, we've talked, but it was just casual little check-ins here and there once every year or so. And now I see, and he's almost as handsome as me. You know.
One of the things that, to add to what you were saying before, there was one saying that one of my friends, and she's also a public speaker. One of the things she says, her name is Nancy Matthews. You must persist until failure quits. And that stayed with me. I just heard this before this interview, and I'm like, ooh, I need to bring this up because this really hit home, especially now. You must persist until failure quits.
I love that. And it rhymes too, and it's easy to remember. You must persist until failure quits. That's fantastic. And to add to that is, again, you haven't failed until you quit. Does that make sense too? It's like,
Well,
as long as you keep going, you have, as what is it? Thomas Edison is rumored to have said, "I haven't failed. I just found 1,000 ways not to make a light bulb work." And apparently, it took him and his team that many times to find the incandescent light bulb, which today we take for granted, that you can just press a button and turn on a light. Now we have this screen that has its own light. Like, literally, how the heck you guys are looking at us probably on your phones too. It's about 8, 9, 10 millimeters thick. And it's not only a light source, but it's also video, and it's crystal clear, and it has audio. Whoa.
no, that's
And
wild. That is something like when we watched in Back to the Future, we were like, well, no way, and now we're here already.
dude, did you see the trailer? There's a new Back to the Future coming out.
Oh, really?
It's Back to the Future 4. Michael J. Fox is in it. The guy that played Spider-Man, that little kid, what's his name? He looks very young.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I'm
Not
drawing
Tobey Maguire, the new Spider-Man. The
new
Marvel.
one.
And anyway, maybe somebody in the chat knows, but who would have thought that? I mean, look at that. Michael J. Fox and Doc, and the guy that played Doc Martin, Christopher Lloyd. I'm sure they never thought that there would be another Back to the Future. And certainly Michael J. Fox would never think, how am I going to possibly be in another Back to the Future, given my condition with, I think, Parkinson's disease.
Right.
And guess what? His fans still love him, still adore him, and somehow they have figured out a way to have him have a significant role in the film. So we cannot give up. I mean, that's the basic thing with success in show business. You cannot give up. And I know one of these days, Jean-Marc and Monroe are going to be back on a live stream on here, and there are going to be 5,000 people watching because he and I are so well known.
Well,
right?
Here's also, Monroe. I think the part about not giving up is also being open to different opportunities. It's like one of the things that happened just recently is like my partner and I, we ended up producing the National Association of Hispanic Journalists, like their conference. All the major events, all the super sessions, all the most important sessions. There were like 12 different events within 5 days. And that was something amazing for me because I had mostly done a lot of audio production, and my partner, he is an event producer. So it's like he's introducing me into this world, and we did it. I was like, wow. It's like we had almost 1,000 people at the conference, and it was exciting. It was a new venture, and I was like, well, you know what? I like this. It's like discovering something new that, you know what, I actually enjoy this. Let's figure out how else what else can we do.
That's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I love these very inspiring stories. Miss T says, I love your passion with talent and rejection working for you. I think that was applied to you, Jean-Marc, when you were talking.
Thank you.
Because says, know those people who laugh in text but look depressed in real life. That's a random thought, but yes, that is true. And this is another reason why. I mean, Jesse Pinkman's not on here, but he always talks about how he wishes he could. He's so much more social here on social media than he is in real life, and he has trouble interacting with people. And I was look, one of the best ways you can succeed in any field is having the courage to just open your mouth. And it's true many times. For example, me, sometimes I need the wisdom to keep my mouth shut because I like to talk so much that maybe it gets me in trouble. But I think for most people, their problem is they don't have enough confidence to speak up enough. I guarantee you there are people right now in the world think they have 50 subscribers. They want to do YouTube live, but they're so scared of what if no one is watching me? What if nobody watches? I mean, we had, even on here, there were 0 people for about a minute. And it does feel awkward. And I'm not going to lie. Right?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I totally get that. So with that, I wanted to bring up your bluff.
Tell me. Oh, the bottom line up front. That's right. Wow. Boy, yeah. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Thank you. So, by the way, I hope you guys will click like. We're trying to get to 12. We've been stuck on 11 for about 10 minutes, and I think it's gone long enough. It's past overdue. So, something I learned in the military is this concept called bluff. Bottom line up front. Thank you for the 12th like. And the idea is that in the military, if you're in a war and you need to give a report to your superior officer or your teammate, doesn't matter, and there are bombs coming in, you're getting shot at, you don't have time to give a 30-minute speech on what to say. Well, what happened? Well, we went over the river and then my feet got wet and we got stuck a little bit and then this and that, but then I got out and then I found this. There was a tank there, but I tried to get it started. It didn't work, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of that whole story, you get to the point, we need to leave right now because the enemy is coming. It's like, why would you wait 30 minutes to tell your teammate, we need to go right now, the enemy's coming? You need to tell the bottom line up front. You come up right up front, the enemy is coming. The example I always give, and it's a show business example, is imagine these two stories. So one story is me telling you, oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and I had a breakfast and it was a normal breakfast and I had my raisin bran, I had some eggs, I had some orange juice, I brushed my teeth, and you're thinking, this is the most boring story ever. Why is he telling me all of these minute details of his day? Who cares? Because the bottom line at the end is I had lunch with Tom Cruise and he just asked me to co-star in his next movie. That's pretty awesome news if that happens. Why would you bury the lead? Why would you wait to tell that? The first thing should be, guys, I just met Tom Cruise. We had lunch and he asked me to co-star in his next movie. What is everyone going to say? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Tell me what happened. And then when I say, all right, it woke up. It was a normal morning. It was 8 a.m. I made my breakfast, eggs. I brushed my teeth. All of a sudden, now everyone's super excited to hear these stupid details because they know where it is leading. So did I give a good rendition of the bluff?
Yes. So I thought that would be helpful because they were asking like how can they gain their confidence when getting to meet new people. And on that note, I do have to leave.
Oh my gosh! Oh, that's his bottom line up front. He prefaced that very nicely, and then he came with the. Actually, bottom line up front would have been 74 minutes ago, saying, Monroe, I got to leave at a certain time.
That is true.
So he left the bottom line till the end, and I'm blindsided. I'm gonna go cry in a corner. After this is for the rest of the night. Monroe is gonna cry. No, just kidding. But that is helpful, guys. Just as a good summary, if you want to succeed in anything, speak up, be bold, open your mouth, tell people what you want. Bottom line up front. Don't give up. Be patient, and keep going. And someone will eventually, I wouldn't say someone's eventually going to notice you. If you keep pushing and creating opportunities for yourself, then someone will eventually notice you. But don't just sit in your couch hoping that don't wait for someone to invite you onto a live stream. Have the guts to do your own live stream. It was scary for me to start doing the first one. I was talking to somebody for 0 people for about 8 minutes. And then suddenly one person kept, what? There's somebody there. Oh my God. And I was shocked. And I thought, I don't know how that person found me. So, guys, this is Jean-Marc Berne. How can people get in touch with you if they wanted to, Jean-Marc?
So my website is Berne Media Enterprises. So Berne, Berne, mediaenterprises.com. So you can see the website and get in touch with me.
Very cool. So I'm going to just finish up with these guys for 5 more minutes. So if you need to jump off, you can just literally say leave the stream, and it's not going to cause any technical difficulties for me, because there are some other folks here in the chat that I just wanted to answer their questions and all that.
Well, also, I should add that I'm on Instagram at Jean-Marc Berne, and I'm also on Facebook. Look me up on LinkedIn. Happy to. It's like, hey, I saw you on the live stream with Monroe. Just tell me how we met, and then I'll be happy to accept your friend request.
That's great. And remember, he has a YouTube channel too, so you can also subscribe to that as well. Jean-Marc Berne, it's inspiring as always. Great to see you, my friend, and I hope you'll come back again. Maybe we can do some improv. You can do some improv comedy with my characters. What do you think?
All right, let's have some fun. Yeah, let's play.
Cool. So think about what character you'd like to bring on, and we'll talk and figure that out.
All right, you got my creative juices going now.
Awesome. All right, see you, Jean-Marc.
See you. Thanks, Monroe.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me go through some of these comments here. Luke says, oh, we have a lot of, I'm totally not one. Luke says, I always laugh when I say LOL. Okay. And I don't like to lie to others. Sweet Sugar's father is running late. Luke giving a shout out to Thomas Edison. Papa Chris. No, not Andrew Garfield, Papa Chris. It's the other one. The one after Andrew Garfield. There was Tobey Maguire. There was Andrew Garfield. I think there was somebody else. And then there's then there's the new one, the one who's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Edison and Mark Twain, I love so much. Miss T, one of my favorite quotes from Mark Twain. It's paraphrased because I don't have it perfectly, but it's like, I've suffered greatly in my life, and some of those things actually happened. And I think it's hilarious because he's talking about the fact that so many of us worry about things needlessly, things that never come true, but we allow our fear of the future and this anxiety to hurt us so much. And Mark Twain he is fantastic. I agree, Miss T. MonroeMann New York is here, working on Labyrinth 2. Interesting. But it was David Bowie before. Who's going to be in it this time? That's curious. Pan's Labyrinth. Wait, is Pan's Labyrinth and Labyrinth 2 the same thing? Gotta go, Miss Sugar. Make sure to laugh while you eat. Good rendition. Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. Papa Chris has got hammered with Danny Glover 7 years ago in Mississippi. He was staying in the hotel room next to me for a week, talked football and slammed mixed drinks. Oh, that's a story, Papa Chris. See, if you do a live stream on that, people are going to tune in, my friend. People will tune in. Yasmin, what's up, Monroe? I was going to say, what's up, Monroe, man? What's up, Yasmin? Lovely to see you. Thank you. You are nice always as well. Sounds like a good time. Chris, yeah, I agree. And Yasmin says goodbye. Oh, so sad. Yasmin is leaving. So I'll probably do another live stream later tonight. I don't know if it might be one of my comedy characters, maybe Billy Bob, something like that. Or maybe I'll try the zeitgeist and try to do something political I'm trying to get to 3,000 watch hours. So Tom Holland, that's it, Papa Chris, Tom Holland. I am very close. I'm 2/3 of the way there. It's on a 5-day delay, but I think in 3 days I'll hit 2,000 watch hours. And then it's just a downhill climb. Can you have a downhill climb? It's more like a downhill slide. I'm not sure. Or maybe a very easy climb to get to 3,000 watch hours. Just got to keep going. I always remind you guys to please certainly watch some of my other videos. Even if you just watch another video for 10 minutes, that's going to count as watch time. It'll help with those videos getting suggested by Google to other random people, which will help bring more subscribers. I'm 50 away from 3,000 subscribers, which is amazing. When I started doing my live streams, it took me 18 years to get to 2,200 subscribers. I started live streaming on around June 1st. Now it's around July 15th, so 6 weeks. It took me 6 weeks to go from 2,200 to basically 3,000, which is absolutely bonkers. Cannot believe how many subscribers I got in this short amount of time. How much watch time. When I started June 1st, I had 100 hours of watch time. Now I have 2,000 in 6 weeks. So I'm really excited because I think by mid-August, or certainly end of August, I will be able to hit 3,000. What happens when we hit 3,000 hours of watch time? I can apply to Google. It takes 1 month for super chat, which means people can give me financial tips here in the chat. I will have memberships available, so you could join for $5 a month, which gives you access to private videos that are only accessible to members, and able to create a merchandise store where you can buy different MonroeMann stuff, Billy Bob stuff. Maybe you guys can buy your own America cap, Billy Bob cap. Don't know. We'll see. Thanks, Papa Chris. Appreciate you liking and subbing. Catch you later. All you guys have a great one. I'm going to see you after I get some dinner and all that stuff. I will be back. Corbo came here just to spam right when we were done. So let's first put user in timeout for 24 hours. Let's see. Put user in timeout for 24 hours. And Corbo is gone. So, hey, thanks, Evelyn, for coming back. Great to see you. I'm just finishing up now. Evelyn, if I do another live stream tonight, I'm just wondering, what do you think I should do? Should I do maybe I could do a fitness live stream. I haven't done any exercise in a while. Maybe I'll do that. I think that's maybe what I'll do. Maybe I'll do fitness as Billy Bob. That might be, yeah, goodbye, spammer. Oh, that's a great idea for a song. Goodbye, spammer. It's time to say goodnight. You're not going to ruin my live stream. You're not going to give us any fright. 'Cause you're gone, gone, gone. Never to come back. That spammer is gone. 'Cause he is such a hack. Goodbye, spammer. All right. See you later, Monroe. Fitness streams are always good. I appreciate that, Luke. If I do a fitness stream, I hope you're going to rise up to the occasion and also do some of the exercise with me. I'll talk to you soon, guys. Thanks for your support. Bye.